All the savage hacks and tricks to catch big catfish when everyone else gets skunked in the cold. So the catfish ain't biting, huh? No problem. We're about to fix that. Catfish don't hibernate, but in colder water, they enter brumation, where their body temp matches the water's. So since they stopped chasing fast baits, we're going to bring the bait buffet right to them. First, we need baits that bleed and stink longer because cold water slows down scent dispersion. First insider hack is to inject oily baitfish chunks of skipjack or gizzard shad with sardine oil or garlic oil using a meat syringe. These lipids will release strong scent even in frigid water. Trust me, the scent plume will travel farther once these oils begin to release. And you can use chicken liver or beef liver that you've soaked in beef blood for a few days. Then you cure it with salt and sugar overnight to toughen it up and amplify and intensify the natural scent. And the age-old trick is you can still stuff it in thin pantyhose if nylon is legal by you, and that keeps it fully intact and together better. Now's a great time to like this video and hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on our next great post. Thank you. And before we leave these secret bait tactics, you can always hook on 2 large jumbo live night crawlers, which usually can trigger reaction strikes from sluggish catfish if you get them around submerged logs, rocks, and timber. And if all else fails, don't overlook live bluegill or sunfish hooked up front if live bait's legal. Location is everything, especially in fall through winter when you're chasing sluggish catfish. Here's where the real edge comes in. Catfish will migrate from shallow flats to deeper, more stable zones as late fall approaches. Think around 20 to 40 feet deep pockets with soft mud or sand bottoms and lots of submerged timber, trees, logs, and large rock piles. And a great hack if you're boat fishing is to use side sonar imaging to find piles of catfish, which will be tight clusters of fish in deep holes and drop-offs and ledges, and they'll actually look like dark blobs stacked on top of each other. And the advanced tip is to fish upstream of these piles and just let the scent of the baits drift down and back. If it's early fall by you, they're still likely chasing baitfish in the shallow flats, but in mid to late fall, you'll also want to target creek mouths, river bends, and always deep holes near current breaks and seams. Another great killer hack is to keep an eye on the barometric pressure, and when she begins to drop fast, it's prime feeding for catfish because pending cold fronts trigger feeding windows, even in late fall. And as we mentioned earlier, scent stacking or layering is paramount when you do find them, when you combine different baits or scents on the same hook. You got to use strong and bleeding and oozing scents and oils. And in fall and winter, you can keep a bait timer with you. If you don't get a bite in about 30 minutes, they're not biting. Just change spots and find a new hole to target. So can you go night fishing in fall and winter? Sure as sugar you can. They still bite at night, just not as aggressively as in the summer, but you can use lanterns or underwater lights that'll attract bait fish nearby. You just need to fish the edges of these light zones and keep your bait fresh too. If you don't get any bites in 20 to 30 minutes, consider rebaiting it or re-dipping it to get the scent flowing. And dress warm, of course, because cold and numb fingers will miss hook sets. And if it's legal to do so by you, you can chum the water to ignite the bite with canned tuna in oil, canned sardines in oil, or even wet dog food. You just throw a little bit upstream of where you're going to be casting out. And this can sometimes do the trick on a real sluggish cold water day. Okay, hope you're still there, folks, and you've gotten some really great pointers from the video thus far that you can put into good use this fall and winter. So we fed the catfish and we found the catfish. Now let's cover how best to rig up for results in fall through winter. So just like in summer, we want to use a slip sinker rig, also called a modified Carolina rig, with a 2 to 6 ounce egg or no roll sinker to get the bait right to the bottom. And this setup is going to allow the catfish to take the bait without feeling resistance or the weight of the heavier sinker. We would use 7/0 to 8/0 octopus circle hooks in fall, and while the circle hook is designed to hook catfish in the corner of the mouth instead of gut hooking them, we do set the hook gently in winter once they commit to the bait, since catfish tend to play with their food a little bit more in super cold water. And if you've got a very tangled bottom, you can switch to a Santee Cooper rig, which adds a peg float 4 to 6 inches or so up from the octopus hook to rest the bait just off the bottom of the lake and avoid any pesky hang-ups and constant tangles. Okay, folks, now we've given you the masterclass blueprint of how to catch more and bigger catfish when they just won't bite as the weather begins to turn the page from fall to early winter. Remember all the science behind how the catfish act during this time of the year when the water and the air temperatures begin to get much cooler and they stop biting as aggressively. As water temperatures drop, their metabolism slows, and catfish, like most other fish, get pickier in what they eat and how often they determine to feed. They're conserving their energy and not as apt to chase faster moving bait this time of the year. So of course, this means that your presentation and your baits and location all need to change and will make all the difference between just fishing or actually catching here in fall. Again, look for deep wintering holes, 20 to 40 feet deep in larger lakes and reservoirs, and especially near ledges, drop-offs, and submerged structure. That will retain heat better. They'll be stacked up here like lazy submarines looking for an easy meal to drop by. Okay, my fishing friends, that's it. If these fishing tips and tricks helped you, please like this video, share it with your fellow fishing enthusiast friends, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated with all of our latest fishing tips, tricks, hacks, secrets, gear reviews, expert advice, and gear recommendations. All of these will help improve your skills and knowledge when you join our community of passionate anglers today. Just join our fishing family so you never miss out on all the valuable insights that we post daily. Happy fishing, my friends. We'll see you out on the water soon. Keep your hook sharp and go get 'em, gang. Go get the whiskers. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Please like this video, hit the subscribe button before you leave, and don't forget to enable your bell notifications so you never miss another great video coming your way.